Here is my latest PCGS submission. I have a huge bomb in this submission and a huge score. You don't want to miss this. And we're going to take an insider's look at my PCGS account where my submissions are. So let's get started. So first things first, I have the 1795 authenticity unverifiable, and we're going to take a look at that coin. So this is how it comes as the 86. Whenever they don't determine whether your coin is authentic or fake, counterfeit. So with the damage on it, they decided they were not going to authenticate the coin at all. So this is going to be probably a loss for me. I'm going to bury it, and then I'm going to put it up at auction on the website and let it go for whatever it goes. I'm not even going to mess with it anymore. I looked at the coin, I looked at the details, and to me it was genuine. They determined that they didn't want to say either way. So we know it's a damaged coin. It's obviously an altered surface. Someone they actually retoned it. And like I said, it's an older coin. It's been messed with. So we'll just see what happens. But I didn't get a grade on that one. That was my huge bomb. And we'll see my huge score at the end of this video. So this is an insider's look of my PCGS account and my submission here. And you can see all the true view, and we're going to use the true view because that is what I chose for this tier. Had some good coins, and I wanted to do a video like this. So here's another mini bomb that you want to call it. This was a 1941. Looked like I had full split bands as a Mercury dime, high mintage, but I wanted to see if it would grade high enough with the full split bands, and it did not. I was really surprised because they put wheel marks on the holder, and here's what it looks like. I thought it looked like a really nice coin, had relatively little amount of marks. It had some little toning spots on it here, streaks, but I don't see the wheel mark that they're talking about. But bottom line is that was a fail as well. This one is basically unk details, so you're looking at mint state 60 price, and I opened up the price guide, and I'm going to show you how I do that. What you do, $11. I mean, I completely lose money on that one too. This one here, you click on this number and it'll open up the price guide so that you can take a look at the prices. Now this one is not a fail, even though it got scratched. Basically, they determined that it was scratched. I needed to know if this coin was an actual 13, a 1913, because it doesn't have the mound, so you can't tell, but I knew it had the mint mark, and it was labeled such whenever I bought it. So it did receive the 13S Type 2, which is the key date for the Buffalo Nickels. It does have the little gouges, but it doesn't look too bad. It's not too hateful. And the value on this is anywhere from $150 to $175 as is. $250 if it was problem free. Then a 32S, I did know that this was cleaned. I had no problem with that. I just wanted to get the AU on the coin because of the fact that a lot of times they can look extra fine, and you can go back and forth on the prices, and it does make a difference. Here's what the coin looks like. You can obviously see that it's cleaned, and it's genuine. So it's in a genuine holder, an AU genuine holder, even though it's been cleaned. It's not a bad looking coin though. Here's the values. If you want to look at an AU value, you would click on the submission number, and it's $235. Basically, it's going to sell for probably $175, extra $545 price, I would say. Then this is another one. Now this one I was hoping would get a pass, but I did see the scratch. It does have a scratch on the face. It's an older scratch, but this coin is a beautiful coin to behold in hand. So this is the pictures, and as you can see, it's unfortunate that's there, but look at this coin. I mean, it is one of the most beautiful large cents you will see. And it's somehow stapled. Maybe someone tried to pull it out of a staple or something, or out of one of those 2x2 holders with the staples. When you're looking at the values for this, I mean, we're looking for AU value, and when we open that up, it goes to the lower values. We have to click over to the higher. AU 50, 275. I just can't see this thing selling for less than $240. I really can't. It's a really nice coin. Then I received another one that has a scratch on it. Now this one here was a little unfortunate. I did see it. It was so light. I was hoping that they would overlook it too. But, AU coin, and it looks pristine otherwise. I mean, it is a nice coin. It's an 1829, and it has actually the variety of 6154, and we'll look at that. But here's an image of it. It's just a beautiful coin. The scratch is just right here, and when you hold it in the light, you can see it at one angle. You can see it a little bit in the images, but you can really see it, in the light there. And value-wise, in AU, whatever would be extra fine AU, $450 if it's AU50 problem-free. Probably going to be in the $300 range as is. It's unfortunate because if you look at this coin, it is a very nice looking coin, and it's hard to penalize a coin like this, but they did. Then I have a 32, and this was a really nice little hit here. A 32 plain, which is a Philadelphia Mint, and $120 for this one, but it graded Mint State 64. So that's a nice little score for a common date. It's a little better date than most of them, but it's still a common date. So we're looking at, like I said, the prices. When you're looking at the submission, you see $120, and tells you the population of the how many was graded and how many was graded higher. And then you can look at the image and the true view, which is really nice to have. And then look at the value. If you got a Mint State 64 coin, you can come down here and click on that and look at the value of it. Then I had a 1935 Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, and Mint State 66, which is a really good score, $150. It's a very nice coin. Now see, I've got a coin here now. I've got a 66 example, and I have a 64 example. And I've got some other ones here, and I can use these to compare other coins that I do have in stock just to see if there's some more that's submission worthy. I sent a few to Annex just recently, also to kind of test the waters, because quarters can be difficult to grade, and sometimes they're conservative on them, sometimes they're liberal on the grades, and it's just, you just never know what kind of grader you're going to get and what kind of how they're feeling, I guess you should say, how things are going in the culture of PCGS or Annex Halls or NGZ. The next thing is the 1917. This is a Standing Liberty quarter, also from Philadelphia Mint, at extra fine 45. PCS price guide has it $175. It's a really nice looking coin. Some people might not think this would get extra fine 45, but it's doesn't have a lot of luster or anything on it. But that's the way some of these look sometimes. They get a little patina on them, but it's a nice looking coin. And we have a 1880, and I was hoping for a little better than 61, maybe a 62, 63, but still yet at $185. It's a nice coin too. It has some reflective qualities to it, a little bit of cameo to it, but it's a nice looking coin. Then we have a 1937D quarter. And this one here is a nice little hit. When I have a mint mark in the 30s and you can get it in the Mint State 66, you're doing pretty good. So $285. So now I have another example of a 66 to kind of gauge my other coins by. This is just some of the tests that you do. Some of the coins you try to get some of them to slip through sometimes, and you try to get that good grade. And 66 is a pretty good grade to get on quarters, Washington quarters. And like I said, the value down here is 285. Only 133 was graded higher, and only 401 were graded this grade by PCGS. Then we have an 1886-0 Morgan dollar, AU55, with a price tag of $285, which is a tie with the 37D. It's something to have a 37D quarter the same value as a Morgan dollar. But that's how you do it when you do PCGS. And here's the pictures, the little true view pictures. Not bad images. You can't hold it in different angles, but you don't have to worry about focus here. It's actually as large as the screen, so it's pretty big images here. Then we have a 1932D at $425. It graded AU53. It's a nice one to get in AU53. I was a little concerned about it getting extra fine 45. I've done other videos, and you can look at those videos and see the submissions of the 32s that I've had, and a lot of times this would be extra fine 45. So I was glad to get the AU on this one. Then I had an 1877. I had about 3 or 4 of these, and I thought, well, I'll send one off and just see if it'll get the very fine 35. Because you've got anything from very fine 30 with 20, which makes as the low end very fine, and then you go up to very fine 35. and there's differences in values. So I did get the very fine 35 at $425. And here's the image. It's a really nice trade dollar. Really good condition, and it's authentic. I mean, what's one way to put them in the holders? Annex is a great place to do that. I did it with PCGS here because it was going to be worth the money. Then we have this one. And this one here, I think I had it in another video. It's an 1875S trade dollar. This trade dollar is beautiful. I bought it as a Mint State 62 and an old soap bar Annex holder, ANACS. They have the price tag on it, $1,500. They regraded it at Mint State 62. I was hoping to get the jump. I was hoping to get that increase, the 63, because it's such a nice coin. This image doesn't do it justice. It has a lot of luster, really drips with luster. And this is the reason, like I said, here's the values, the reason I wanted to try to get the higher grade. The difference in 62, 1500 and 63 is 2250. So I was trying to get that bump, but I didn't get it. Now the drum roll. This is the huge score right here. I received a 1946 and it was graded Mint State 65, but it's the double die reverse. This is huge. It has a price tag of $3,150, which I think it's a $2,800 coin. But anyways, price tag, retail, PCGS has it listed at over $3,000. That is huge. I did not think this would get Mint State 65. I was thinking maybe 63. As you can see, it has a marker across it, but these are difficult to grade because you've got a lot of folds, a lot of details, and you just never know how PCGS is going to look at it. And here is like I said, the double die on the E pluribus unum, and you can see it on the leg and on the feathers here. And over here, it shows you on the PCGS price guide area here, what looks doubled on these. So this is worth looking for. It's a nice double die reverse. And obviously getting that high of a grade, you can take a look at the differences in values. If you've got a 63, we're basically looking at, $950. And when you get a 65, though, it really bumps it up. And it is a nice coin. Like I said, it's my score of this submission. But that was a lot of fun to have a coin like that come back 65. So thanks for watching my latest video. I hope you enjoyed it. I was really proud of this submission. A couple bombs at first there, but the scores far outweighed the losses. So I'll do really good with this submission. So please like, share, and comment. Hit that bell to sub my channel, and have a great day.